G'day, Scarvy here, and I'm having a look at how the taming has changed between Ark Survival Evolved and Ark Survival Ascended. I'd noticed that there was a slight differences, especially around the pathing in the previous episodes, where creatures wouldn't jump off cliffs. And then when I started mucking around with traps to see what it was that was actually going on with the traps and why creatures wouldn't go into it, it all seems to revolve around the fact that the creatures don't like to jump off cliffs anymore. And so when you actually build a trap with a ramp, as they approach the ramp, they realise that they're about to jump off a cliff. That is, basically, once they go up the ramp, when they fall off that edge, they will turn away. They'll either turn to the left or the right, and they'll try and avoid actually falling off the edge, and then try and look for a different path to actually take. And that seems to be what's going on with the difference with the pathing mechanics and why the creatures won't actually fall into the traps. And so I took that a little bit further and I decided to try and find out how I could actually modify these traps and see if I could find a way to actually get them to fall in based on knowing that they're either going to turn to the left or the right. And a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about here is just my own experimentation about what it was that Wildcard have changed about the pathing and the traps and things like that. If you're actually looking for a very specific trap, I would actually recommend going and having a look up Captain Fat Dog. He does a lot of very specific traps for different creatures, and I'll actually be using one of those a little bit later on when I jump into the more of the episode that I'm actually going to continue after the end of this. But we'll focus pretty much just on what I've learnt of the pathing and the trapping so far. And if you're interested, you can hang around afterwards, and I'll go off and tame some things as a part of my progression and the Let's Play that I'm actually doing. So I initially started with basically just a 2x2, and I put a platform at the top, a nice little flat spot, so that the creature would actually walk up the ramp and actually try and get you at the top. But I noticed that with the smaller creatures, they would still have the ability to turn and get away from the edge and run back down the bottom. However, when I upgraded the 2x2 to a 3x3, I was able to basically put a small piece of the wall inside the trap itself, and that way the creature, when it actually starts chasing you onto that small platform, when it turns to the left or the right, it will fall into the gap and then inside the trap itself. I also then noticed even further beyond that for the faster creatures at the very least, if you actually put a small platform on one side of the trap and a small platform on the other side of the trap with a railing to protect yourself, something that they'll run into and then fall into the trap, you can actually stand on one side behind that railing, shoot the creature and drag it into the trap, and they will actually try and come and get you. And I think that the gap between those two platforms is small enough that the creature does believe that it can get to you, and as a result it just flies at you, hits the railing and then falls in. And this seemed to be true for even some of the larger creatures, although it was a lot harder to get the larger creatures into the 3x3, especially seeing as I had two ceiling pieces blocking the way down. And so the next part to all of that was I decided to take it even further. Given that I will eventually want to be able to trap Rexes, I'll probably end up using Captain Fat Dog's one for trapping a Rex in the long run, but I wanted to see if I could do it the lazy way and just have a big box trap with a ramp and to lead creatures up there. And so I ended up spawning about 20 different Rexes and just shoot them, kite them into the trap. And what it was is that I placed a couple of platforms in so that it had a little platform that they would actually walk into. I extended a small little ramp out of the quarter pieces, enough that I could run along that little catwalk, jump over the gap onto where my railings were, and then the Rex would follow you in, immediately try and turn to the left or the right, and there was enough of a gap that the Rex would then fall into the gap. It would sort of bounce around a little bit, but just about every single one of them got stuck. I think I had one that kind of left early and then was just bouncing around on the edge. I ended up shooting it before it actually got out, but it looked like it would have actually glitched out eventually. But for the most part, across around 20 odd spawns, only one managed to escape the trap. And even then you can just run around and kite it back in and have another go. And so this is what I'd learnt from the basically the pathing and the traps that you actually have available to you now. So you can kind of use this to your advantage. So you would actually be able to build a trap on potentially on cliff edges and things like that. Somewhere where you can actually extend out a platform and have the creature walk onto the platform, and when it realizes too late that it needs to move to the left or the right, it will fall into the hole, and if you've built something below hand to catch the creature, all of a sudden you've got yourself something that you can then shoot down with safety while it's inside a trap. Now this isn't to say that there are traps that you can use that are different, and we'll go and see those very, very soon, because I'm about to go off and I'll show you some of the outtakes of my original testing, and then we'll go on and show the Argent that I'm trapping with Captain Fat Dog's method. Alright, we got a Carno, and it's a Carno with a baby. Let's see if we can trap you in here. Right, so this side shouldn't work. Well, it's not going to work like that. Let's get back around. Yeah, this side shouldn't work. Right, it won't want to follow me into the trap if I try and draw it up this ramp. It should instantly recognize and walk away. Yes, it does. We take it around to the other side, and it should walk up this platform and fall in. Yes, it does. Excellent. So yeah, something about having a flat platform near the cliff edge makes them want to go there a bit better. Alright, well this guy has a baby. We'll tame it up and then grow up the baby, and then we got 2 Carnos. Alright, we're nearly on the worst spot on the river here. It's usually full of Rexes. Ooh, in this case, hellos. Oh, not that way. Go the other way. See if we can just run past them. Hopefully. There's more. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, they're running that way too. I'm out of stamina. Maybe I should go inland? Maybe I can dodge them out in the inland? We'll give it a go. Bronto's fighting something up there. It better not be a Rex. Those there as well. Oh, I've got to get up the hill. Can't get up this spot. How can I get out of here? Can I get up here? Nope. Oh no, he hit me. Oh, Carnos, stop it. Don't attack. Come on. Alright. I guess we're going to have to go back down to the beach, and we're just going to have to make a run for it. Oh, that's a Rex. And some more. Hello, what's going on? Oh, this was a mistake. I'm out of stamina. Oh, it's an aloe. Damn it. Oh. No. No. Oh my goodness, look at them all. Oh, no way. I think I just lost everything. Ah, well. Lost the Carno. I lost my aloe. I mean, I've got good gear here. Oh, there's another Rex. Oh, crap. I guess I'll have to try and run. Find a safe spot to die that I can come back to. I'm going to send it right here. And so I'm actually not doing too bad. We'll see. We'll just keep running. Ooh, maybe I'm going to make it. Nice. Oh, no, there's still one there. Keep going. Oh, that was a good jump. Nice. Okay. Can't hear it anymore. Keep going. Oh, it's very quiet now. Alright. Well. So much for that. Well, I've got a whole bunch of stuff. Time to go and team an Argent. And we'll use Captain Fat Dog's trap this time, and you can see how effective that one is. So we put down a single square. You should do. Then we put down 4 walls, all as the open doorways, the biggest we can get. One of these has a door on it, and that way when you open the door inwards, it will actually trap the creature. You build the ramp, so it's actually a shallower angle than the regular one. And then we find the, I think it's that one there. What do we got? Yeah, level 18, I don't care about that. So it's you. Here it comes, and yeah, it should fly into the trap. And when it's in the trap, you open the door, and now it can't get out. Although I can get pulverized by an Argent. Come on, get over here. And now, yeah, put you on passive. We have an Argent in a trap, and it's not going anywhere. We can now safely knock it out with impunity. Nice, all done. And when we pick up this one foundation, everything comes with it. Beautiful. What do we get? 2400, 300, 324 is alright. Although with 180 creatures, I guess 324 is a little bit low. Could be better. This fog is nasty. I wonder if we can get above it. That's kind of the right way. Oh yeah, you can get above it. Nice. Alright, we'll take this girl back home. Gosh, it's sounding bloody busy around here. So now that we have an Argent, we can do the next style of taming that I do quite a lot of. And so for the medium-sized and the small-sized creatures that you can pick up with the Argent, you basically build yourself your standard box trap with windows, and you can then pick up the creature and then drop it in. This guy's on the wall, so we might just pop it off first. There we go. So now you can come along, pick up your creature, and then hit the wall so that it doesn't drop in. And it's in. And now basically you've got a safe place where you can now knock the creature out and tame it at your leisure. Now I don't actually have mutton, so mutton's going to be a problem for this. I might be able to do it with some prime meat, but it'll be a pretty rubbish tame at the end of the day. But it's a Thylacoleo. I'm going to do the Thylacoleo regardless of its level because I want to show off the other method that I actually like to do for taming, and that requires a land mount where you can actually use your weaponry. So you can basically pull out your gun while riding, and then we're going to run around in circles and see if we can knock out a Rex after this. Alright, that brings us to the end. I'm doing the last taming method that I at least want to include in the video. Sorry about the lighting, it's a weird bug that just started happening, and I worked out what it was after the fact. It's actually the Windows full screen, and so if I had to set this back to full screen, I've got this on borderless, and I was using that basically to tab out to a second screen, and it caused this really weird lighting glitch. So potentially for you, if you're experiencing the same thing, try putting the game to full screen and see if it'll get rid of the lighting effect for you. But this taming method, it just simply requires a creature where you can ride while having your weaponry out, and so that way you can control the creature using the WSAD keys, and obviously spacebar to jump, and at the same time you use your mouse to look and shoot the creature. And with a Rex, at least with its turning circle, it's quite easy to run it around in circles and knock it out without having to worry about a trap. And yeah, so we've covered off quite a lot here, I guess, in this episode. We've had a look at how the pathing and the how traps are affected by the creature's pathing these days, and how things might actually be coming about and what might be causing it. We then had a look at some very specific traps. So we've got the Argent Trap that was created by Captain Fat Dog, and obviously if you're interested in more traps of his, he does quite a lot of good work around that sort of stuff. Go and check him out. And then, yeah, once we actually have an Argent, obviously picking up an Argent still works. Picking up with an Argent still works. The only thing there is that if you're flying a little bit low to your structures, the creature will automatically drop out of its claws, and then you have to worry about the fact that when you're dropping it into the trap, the creatures with their detection of the walls does a little bit of weird stuff when you drop them into it, but you know, you can kind of work around that sort of stuff at the very least. And then yes, this final taming method. Anyway, I guess that will do. Thanks for listening in. We'll catch you in the next one where we continue our progression, and I will probably come up with something else that I have discovered along the way that I would like to talk about. And we'll see if we can get ourselves to maybe do some caves next. So I'll probably end up having a look at dung beetles and the Oviraptor, as they've had some TLC changes in ASA, and I need to definitely get a couple of them next, now that I've got a few creatures under my belt. Thanks for listening in, and I'll catch you in the next one.